slap an expired sign on Cincinnati's plan to lease its parking system to balance its budget. Hamilton County Judge Robert Winkler today issued an order to block the plan permanently. The impact will be felt immediately with budget cuts and hundreds of layoffs that will affect nearly everyone who lives or works in the city.
We have live team coverage of breaking developments in this story. 9 on Your Side reporter Amy Wattis has more from opponents of the plan. But we begin with Tom McKee. He's live with details on the decision and what's next for the city. Tom?
Well, Carol, this was all set in motion by Judge Winkler's 17-page ruling. He said the city erred in using the emergency clause to pass the ordinance and that voters should have a right to decide it. But since the city was counting on that money from the parking deal to help erase a $25 million deficit by July 1st, and that's now delayed, the layoff process has now begun.
Today, I have directed the Departments of Human Resources, Law, Finance, and Budgeting to move into place Plan B.
City Manager Milton Dehoney Jr. says that impacts 189 police officers, 80 firefighters, and 75 other city workers.
Some people have believed that Plan B from me was a bluff all along. I'm not elected. I don't bluff. I don't put things out there that I don't mean. So without the parking deal, it is Plan B, and Plan B is what is moving into place.
Mayor Mark Mallory says council has discussed layoffs in prior budget cycles, but they've always been avoided.
I really don't like to send people home and not have people working. Because people have families, they're trying to make a livelihood, they're trying to raise kids, kids are trying to go to college, and people need jobs in order for that to happen.
People opposed to council's use of the emergency clause challenged it in court. That produced the ruling from Judge Robert Winkler and harsh words from Mayor Mallory.
This group has decided they know better about how to run this city than the people who are elected and those who are hired to do the task. It's unacceptable.
And the mayor also had a message for those signing petitions to get the issue before voters.
You sign a petition to put this issue on the ballot, you're signing a pink slip for a cop or a firefighter. It is really that simple.
Now, the city, of course, is going to appeal this ruling to the Ohio First District Court of Appeals, and they're hoping for an expedited decision that could come within 2 or 3 weeks. Coming up at 6, today's ruling also puts on hold an economic development project that could create up to 7,000 jobs. I'll have that story. Tom McKee, 9 on Your Side, live at Cincinnati City Hall.
Thanks, Tom. Judge Winkler struck down the lease plan because he says it was an improper use of an emergency ordinance. Declaring an emergency does 2 things. It allows an ordinance to take effect immediately and until now prevented a referendum on the issue. Judge Winkler says the city charter specifically says that emergency ordinances are not exempt